Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Next video we have here is by Sydney Watson, and this one is called "Influencers Are a Disease." Now, I think a lot of current influencers from Gen Z and Gen Alpha are kind of a disease because they're too arrogant, conceited, and they're not very smart. But let's see what this has to say.
People don't know about climaxing is like you actually have salt in your tears. So what I do is I take the tears and I put it in my hair, and it's almost like sea salt spray.
What the fuck? Okay.
It's not funny stuff.
I think it's more than likely that collectively so many people are getting stupider.
Every year people get more and more retarded, I swear to God.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. Before we get into this video, I just want to make note of the fact that I looked at my home screen here on YouTube before and there were three long form videos and everything else was short. So I'm sure that you guys have noticed that for long form creators, it's getting harder and harder to reach our audiences. Videos are not getting out there, things are quite suppressed, and it's hard. It's hard on the platform at the moment, and if you ask your favorite creators, they will probably tell you the same thing.
I think I prefer longer form videos over short, but this is just me personally, because I also have, I like to listen to a lot of videos when I'm at work. Like a lot of the videos I usually watch when it comes to YouTube, if it's not music, I listen to mainly like Smuggalana and Leaflet. I also listen to Ember, some of Ember's videos as well when I'm at work. And I like the longer form content because it gives me something to listen to for a while. So I much prefer the longer form stuff over the short.
So as long as YouTube is going to push shorts and make it quite challenging for long form creators, my only request here is leave a comment on this video if you like it, give it a like if you like it, or subscribe to the channel if you like me. And if you do subscribe, make sure that you turn on notifications so that I can actually reach you, and hopefully YouTube will stop unsubscribing people from my channel. I'm sorry that that's happening. These videos do take a lot of time to make, and I really like it when they get seen, so obviously the way that you can help not just me but any creator that you like is by engaging with us. It means a lot, and yeah, let's do the video. Although I have been making content for many years now, actually, I hate being called an influencer because I don't want to be lumped in with these people.
We just walk around. What? No, you can't get my number. No, you can't.
I can't stand these people. I do like it as background noise as well. I listen to creepy podcasts like Darkness Falls when working in Blender. I like, now that Sydney puts it like that, I would have to agree. I wouldn't want to be labeled as an influencer because it's people like this that have turned the word into such a word that nobody wants to really be associated with, because it makes you seem like you're part of the people who are like this, who are a problem.
Can't get my number.
No one there, nigga.
Faking fans is definitely peak 2026 behavior. I won't lie. I actually talked about this exact topic back in 2023, and since then, this plague of influencers has only gotten worse, metastasizing like a cancer through society. Back when I initially covered this, I gave a lot of people a pass because we'd just come out of lockdown, TikTok had sort of newly taken off, I mean it was gaining momentum, and people were looking to fill a
What in the fuck is this person dressed as?
void in their lives by making themselves the main character in their lives. But
What the fuck did I just see?
Since then, I'm sure like a lot of you, my goodwill towards these people has been used up. My understanding is more or less gone, and watching the trends get worse, watching these people become more and more awful towards other regular people in society, the more irritated I become. Somewhere along this road, it seems that a ton of young
A street entertainer of particular persuasion. I don't know if there are any of that. They just need to be in a mental asylum.
people decided that they wanted to try their hand at internet fame, and now we live in a world where absolutely nothing is off limits. We apparently
You know what? You know what it makes. You know what is kind of disturbing? That there are kids now whose aspiration and goal and dream, whatever you want to call it, is to one day become a YouTuber or an influencer or a streamer or something like that. I don't think it's a good thing that there are children who have that as a dream. I mean, if you want to have that as a hobby and then it turns into a full-time thing, then that's fine. But to have that as a goal or a dream, I think is kind of sad. Because it turns into this dumbass shit.
We live in a world now where oversharing is completely normal, and everything, and I mean everything, is filmed for views, including speeding insanely on side streets in order to make content to post on social media.
Yeah, like whatever happened to kids saying that my dream is to be like an astronaut or a doctor or, you know, something like that. Something to actually aspire to. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Because, you know, who cares if you kill other people as long as you get the views, right? Or spraying bug spray on food at Walmart, which an idiot person TikToker called Charles Smith did back in 2025.
What in the ever-loving fuck is wrong with this person? I'm sorry, you know what? If someone comes up to this person and just gives them an absolute fucking hard-ass right hook for them doing this, I don't think the person should get in trouble. Because you are essentially putting poison on people's food. If I saw someone doing this to food I was going to buy, I would knock them on their ass. And they would 100% deserve it.
Thankfully, he was arrested and charged for doing this because I cannot even articulate how dangerous this is. Because
it's poison. You are poisoning food. Now, I guarantee they had to throw all of that product away.
isn't poisoning people so funny? Ha 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 ha. Hilarious. Even though
I would want to wear my steel-toed boots and kick him so hard in the nuts that he would be unable to fucking procreate.
a lot of Gen Z say that millennials are cringe, at least we got to grow up in a time when we didn't have a phone in our hand 100% of the time, and we didn't have to film and document everything always. We didn't have to turn everything we were doing into content. We actually just got to enjoy things as they were happening.
Yeah, I think this whole, like, record everything has only been really going on in the past, I'd say, 10 to 15 years. Because throughout my entire first 18 years of life, none of this was happening. Nobody was really recording anything on their phones. They were taking pictures, sure, but recording stuff? No. Explain how 19 and 21 are not 3 years apart. I mean, that's just simple math.
Gen Z, unfortunately, and the poor generations that are going to come up.
I didn't get a cell phone until long after I was married. I refused to have one until it was necessary. The first phone I had was the Nokia Brick. And that was, I think I was a freshman or a sophomore. And that was my first phone. I played Snake on that thing. I knew how to text without looking. Yeah, I know it's 2 years apart. Like I said, simple math. SS, are you telling me, are you asking me this question because there are people you ran into who thought it was 3 years apart? Please tell me that there are people who, please don't tell me that you ran into people who thought that it was 3 years apart. Because that'd be really sad.
After them don't really have that luxury. They are living in a world where everything has to be documented, filmed, and blasted online for strangers to consume, judge, and like or dislike. And it's making people behave like absolute lunatics.
Are you serious? They're doing that? What is wrong with these people? People's need. It is a severe, I swear, it is a severe mental illness for these people who are in constant need of attention and to record themselves. The level of narcissism is staggering.
I think this is why we are increasingly seeing influencers or influencer wannabes in the wild constantly interrupting ordinary life with their non-stop nonsense. Like this guy, for example, dancing obnoxiously in front of the Michael Jackson biopic screening, one that was somewhere, I don't know where this is, treating a public theater like his personal dance stage. Or this tool who ordered a burrito while deliberately making the worker's job as difficult as possible to fulfill.
What's wrong? Why are you looking at my burrito like that? Okay. Yeah. Let me get some of this.
Fucking me right now?
Nah, hell no.
I can't. I took my headphones off
Let me
because
get
I
a
can't
full
listen
scoop
to
of it.
dumbass
Why
shit
you
like
smacking
this.
it down? Yeah.
Because it is.
I'm not gonna lie, this really pissed me off. At the end of this video, this guy gives a free burrito,
Dude,
the
that
one
just
he
looks
just made,
gross.
that's full of wet ingredients only to a complete stranger, and then films that person dropping the food all over himself, which is just... It's just such a shitty thing to do. Harassing customer service and salespeople has actually sort of become its own genre of content, and
I think you are a special kind of retard if you have to go and annoy the shit out of like cashiers and service people. They already have to deal with retarded Karens. You making their life even more difficult. You are such a fucking dick. And I'm sorry, you need to have your head rammed through the fucking wall at that point. I have worked in retail before. I know how difficult it is to work as a service person. I know how difficult it is to have to work with customers on a daily fucking basis. For you to come in and make my life more difficult than it already is, I'm sorry, I should be allowed to slap you across the fucking face as hard as I can, knocking a tooth out. These kids, these influencers, I swear to God, have had no structure growing up. They've had like complete freedom, and they've been coddled so much that they have no idea what actual consequences are because they've never had to deal with any.
it never gets less irritating and infuriating to watch. I just know that you people are not getting paid enough to deal with this crap. Same goes for harassing complete strangers in shopping centers or inconveniencing other people so that you can get your perfect shot. Imagine captioning this that other people have zero self-awareness.
Just stop. Just stop it. Stop. No. Just stop it.
Okay, at least this one made me laugh. This girl sticky taped her phone to a tram in order to film a music video for herself, and then the tram was like, "Not today, Satan." When we eventually...
Yeah, that is so fucking dumb.
cause our own species to inevitably die out, we deserve it. But for all you good, lovely, nice people out there, there's one thing that you actually don't deserve, which is having your private information sold by data brokers online, which is why today's video is sponsored by Vtuber. Have you ever taken the time to Google yourself?
Horrifying, isn't it?
So much information out there. Things that you didn't even know
I've
could
never
make it
Googled
onto
myself. I don't
hundreds
want
upon
to.
hundreds of these random web pages. For right now, you might be okay with this. But what happens when someone decides decides to steal your identity using your social security number, because they can buy that.
What happens when they set up a credit card in your name and run up debt on that credit card or get into your bank account?
I know this sounds crazy and honestly terrifying, but it actually happens all the time, and it's facilitated by data brokers. So it's a lot harder to steal your information if it's not out there for everyone to find.
And thanks to Incogni, you can get your private information removed from data broker websites so freaks can't use it for evil.
Thankfully, Incogni is insanely easy to use. You make an account, give Incogni the right to work for you, and then they set about getting your information removed from these websites. And honestly, every time I log into my account and check progress, I am astounded by just how many sites my information was on and how regularly Incogni is having to knock that information back down again. Because yeah, data brokers can re-add your information, isn't that awful? But Incogni, once again, thankfully, continually sends takedown notices on your behalf. Another really cool feature of Incogni is their custom removal process too, where you can submit links to sites that have your information, and Incogni will set about getting that information removed. Since I signed up, Incogni has removed my information almost 1,500 times. 1,500! And saved me over 1,000 hours of doing this myself. On a serious note, I'm honestly just incredibly grateful that Incogni exists, and having this working in the background gives me so much peace of mind. So now is the time to fight back, fight the data brokers, keep your information safe by clicking the link in the description or going to incogni.com/Sydney. And of course, use code Sydney for 60% off an annual plan. I promise if you're like me and this freaks you out, you will feel so much safer knowing that Incogni's on your side. Just in April 2026, some Florida teenagers were arrested for filming themselves driving a lawnmower, a ride-on lawnmower, into a Target for content. You guys can't see, but in this voiceover, I'm like indicating as if I'm driving
Are you
a lawnmower.
serious?
What is wrong with me? The day before this, apparently one of the teens went into a restaurant chain called Culver's, for people who aren't here in the United States, with a leaf blower. Once again, for content. I hope that sweet, sweet online dopamine rush was worth it, boys. There are endless examples on the internet of regular people trying to be somebody, making other regular people's lives so much harder, just so that they can try their hand at their 15 minutes of fame. Like doing wheelies and deliberately hitting people's cars out in the world.
Oh, you know what? I actually like it when these fucktards actually get hit. Because you are the one who is dumb enough to ride into oncoming traffic, and then your dumbass gets hit. Makes me smile every time.
Who does this? Who does this? I hope YouTube lets me keep this clip up, because it really does indicate, to me at least, that so many people are just, they're not fit to walk among us. And in the last few months alone, a bunch of genuinely large creators on TikTok or YouTube or wherever have been arrested and charged for doing extremely stupid, absurd, illegal things. An American influencer called The Real Tarzan went to my home country, Australia, at the end of 2025 and tried to wrestle a crocodile. This is very, very illegal back home for freaking extremely obvious reasons that I hope are obvious.
That's the last of my worries. There's big crocs in here, so we gotta get out here pretty fast, because it's getting ugly pretty quick.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay?
Don't do this, guys. I'm serious. They're not toys. They're living creatures. They're prehistoric living creatures with big snappy snaps.
They'll eat both of us.
I'm going to tell.
You know, if these people ever get eaten by crocodiles, I'm not going to feel bad for them. Because at that point, you were dumb enough to go against a croc that has a bite force strong enough to snap your bones in fucking half and crush your goddamn skull. And it will fucking drown you too.
Tell you all this generally. As a rule, I want you to absorb it into your souls. The quickest way to make actual Australians hate your ever-loving guts is by messing with Australian wildlife. Any Aussie, even if they're like a bit naughty, will have such a problem with you messing with any of our animals. Just don't do it. Be respectful of the animals and Aussies will be fine with you. for the most part. Also littering. That makes Australians really mad. Don't litter. A French influencer called something annoying, I'm sure, was recently sentenced to 6 months in prison for pretending to inject random people with a syringe. I obviously don't need to tell you why this is a massive problem.
I can't. It's, you know, it's things like this that do this stuff here in America, and your ass gets shot and killed. I'm sorry, you brought that dumbassery on yourself at that point. You're lucky nobody's fucking doing anything to you in Australia because they can't have fucking guns. As far as I'm aware. This is just... Yeah, you know what? You try that shit on me, I'm knocking your ass out.
Obviously, this is so beyond not funny. There's actually sort of another genre of video that I've seen like this, these prank kind of videos where people will throw flour or water or some other completely benign substance in someone's face, but those people react so afraid when it happens to them because how do they know that someone didn't just throw acid at them or some other caustic substance or something like that? It's just... it makes me really mad. There was one video that I was thinking of that I wanted to show you all, but I couldn't find it. But I commented on it when it came up on my feed on Instagram, and I said, like, this is not funny at all. And all these people responded to me telling me to get a sense of humor, and I can't help but think they are stupid and wrong and awful, and I am correct. And you know, the worst...
You know, for something to be funny, it has to actually be funny. But you doing something that would put somebody's life in danger, if not threatening it to the point of actually being real like that, yeah, that's not funny. That's just plain retardation and stupidity. These people don't have a sense of humor. They have a sense of stupidity that think like, hey, I think this is funny, so therefore other people are going to think this is funny. No. You pulling pranks like that is... I can't name the level of stupidity because that level of stupidity is off the fucking charts. Yeah, you're basically terrorizing the people for views. And I'm sorry, I don't think violence is the answer to anything because it doesn't solve nothing. It just makes things worse. But at that point, if you're terrorizing citizens just for views and for a so-called prank, and your ass gets knocked out and your teeth knocked in, and down your fucking throat, I'm sorry. At that point, I can't feel bad for you because you just brought that on yourself. And if someone pulls out a weapon on you and you know, attacks you because you're doing that shit to him, then you know what? Fuck around and find out. You fucked around, you're gonna find out. And the finding out may be something that you don't want to find out.
First part about traumatizing people for views and pranking people like this for views is that doing crappy things to other human beings gets rewarded on social media with amplification and likes and comments and views, and other people then also doing the same behaviors. It just makes me mad. I hate the fact that people can build entire careers on being horrible human beings out in the world to other human beings, and apparently all of this is what the algorithm favors. So we are so screwed. Back in June 2025, another American influencer was charged with a series of pranks. I'm doing pranks with little quote marks here for all of you that you can't see, where he threw food around people's homes and in restaurants. In one video, it shows this imbecile person pouring a bucket of beans over his head and onto the floor of a restaurant, forcing the owners to close early to clean up the mess. Another video shows him pouring a huge container of egg yolks on his head outside of Ralph's famous Italian million ices. This complete bag of smashed buttholes also convinced nice people to let him use their bathrooms, and then when he got in their houses, he also did something similar and made a huge mess.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. If they even attempted to try and enter my home, I'm putting their face through the fucking pavement. Just so people know, I am not a violent person. Hell, I don't even like yelling at people. But my kindness and nicety has its limit. If I invite you into my home because I'm feeling like I'm being kind and helping you out, and you pull shit like that, you're gonna get a reaction that you are really, really not gonna like.
What the hell? And don't get me wrong, guys, not all influencers are doing things like this. Others are just straight up giving people body dysmorphia. Let's take a look at Looksmaxes and Clavicula, for example. Clavicula, who, fun fact, is known in my household as Claviculaur because I had no idea what his screen name was, and that's what came to mind the first time I said it, so that's how he's known now. His real name is Braden Peters, and he's a 20-year-old streamer who has become the face of the Looksmaxing movement. Lucky him. He promotes things like bone smashing, like literally using a hammer to smash his own face to create microfractures, hoping that the bones heal back sharper and more chiseled. Although that's not how bones work, but okay.
My mom used to take these away when I was growing up because I was always bone smashing.
He's apparently been injecting steroids since his teen years, which he admits has left him infertile, smoking crystal meth.
Oh no, it has left him infertile. Who could have thought that would happen? Oh no.
To suppress his appetite and hollow out his cheeks, as you do, and experimenting with peptides and planning major surgeries like double jaw reconstruction. Okay.
Dude, I was the best looking.
Look, here's the thing. You shouldn't be constantly working out the muscles within your jaw, because working them out the same way you work out your muscles, like your biceps, your triceps, your quads, you know, all those kind of muscles to build them. If you do that to your jaw, it is actually very bad for your jaw to overwork those muscles and build them like that. It is bad. You're not supposed to do that with your jaw. The only workout your jaw is supposed to get is when you're like chewing gum or when you're chewing food. That is the only workout your jaw should ever be getting. You shouldn't be, because I've seen people work out their jaw and then their muscles in their jaw build and they look so fucking stupid. It's so fucking bad for your jaw, man. It's not good for you. You're not supposed to work out your jaw muscles like that. I've seen the Looksmaxers who do that shit. And it's so dumb.
When I was doing the most drugs. So I don't know what you're talking about. All the return to prime clav. That's when I was doing meth literally every day.
If you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be.
He even landed in hospital very recently after a suspected overdose on one of his live streams, and then immediately bounced right back to everything. And if you don't think that people like Claviculaur over here are having an impact on young people, let me assure you that he is. Which is why parents are now starting to freak out about their own children hitting themselves in the face with garage tools. While I was collecting Claviculaur clips, I also happened upon the Crymaxing, the act of crying on purpose so that you can collect your salty tears and then rub them into your hair like some kind of natural sea salt spray.
So the thing people don't know about Crymaxing is like you actually have salt in your...
This whole whatever maxing, just add maxing to whatever you're doing. This whole entire thing is making me speechless because it's just, what the hell? Like, seriously, what the hell? Crymaxing, Looksmaxing, gym maxing, whatever the fucking else they can think of maxing. Can these people come up with anything intellectual?
tears. So what I do is I take the tears and I put it in my hair, and it's almost like sea salt spray. It's not fucking funny stuff.
That's it. That's too much internet. We need to bomb the data centers. I think you can also just go to the shop and buy some sea salt hairspray or something. I just want to do some T-Maxing, you know, like I put it on my fingertips and then I put it in my butthole, and then it just makes me, it like rejuvenates me from the inside out, you know?
Sydney, don't say that, for the love of God. There are people who are actually going to believe that and actually do it. I swear.
I'm still going to drink this, of course. My hands are clean. I don't usually put my fingers in orifices. I mean, look, I get it. This is probably a
Yeah, she said she doesn't usually do that. Wordplay there.
joke. I hope it's a joke. If it's not a joke, I have questions. But these people are such weirdos that it's actually getting really hard to tell. I really do think that the looks maxing movement and the influences associated with it are quite interesting, because this really is just body dysmorphia with a really, you know, a fancier name. And I do think in a lot of ways it kind of mirrors the same thing that we see on skinny talk and fat acceptance talk. It's just, it's almost like orthorexia. It's taking things a little bit too far. Yes, you should diet and exercise and be nice to your body and try to look nice if that's what you want to do, but I'm not so sure about some of the ways that we're achieving this. This generation of boys should be lifting weights and eating properly and living normal lives, but instead they're stuck here measuring their
That whole look that they're doing like this, I'm sorry, but you look so fucking stupid. You preeming prima donna retard.
mandibles and smashing their skulls and injecting God knows what into their faces, all because clout-chasing influencers turned mental illness into a marketable content strategy.
Find the zygote and then go right
He looks gay. He does, Johnson.
under it, and you want to go down your face. Ooh, that feels good. And then do it on both sides, and then blend it. But there's another trick after this that you gotta do. So once you do this, this adds facial angularity. Like you'll see on camera, just kind of like adds a shadow, and then come above that with something that's shiny, and it actually emphasizes it even more. So I got this blush, it's shiny. Put this on, and then watch this, watch this. Put it all on the nasolabial fold area. There you go, that's like the coloring and the angularity at once. Pretty mug in it, pretty mug.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would.
I agree with you, Markiplier. I agree with you. Markiplier has always been an A-OK man in my book, and I agree with him on that. Oh, that kid is so fucking stupid. All of these kids are kids that have had no structure in their life. None whatsoever. They were not raised with fucking structure. They were raised with parents who did not give a singular shit about what they did. They gave them free reign for everything. They spoiled the ever-living fuck out of them, and they made sure that they are consequence-free. They were never punished for anything. They got in trouble with something, like, oh, that's okay, you're fine. You go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. I'm sorry, but if I did any of this stupid shit growing up, my ass would have been in the hospital more than once, probably a week. My dad would have beat my ass. My mom would have smucked me. She has a few times growing up. But yeah, no, my parents would have beat my ass, and I would have deserved it. I think parents are kind of stuck too, because they can't discipline their kids, because people don't see it as discipline anymore. They see it as abuse. It's like, people, there's a difference between discipline and abuse. These kids need discipline. They need the belt. They need to be told to go pick out a switch. They need the wooden spoon. God, if I ever have a kid, I hope to God that when I raise them, they don't grow up to be like this dumbass bullshit. Because if they did, I would have severely failed as a parent. God, this is just sad. I really do fear for the future generations. Because if this is what we have to look forward to for the future generations, we as a species are fucked.
So bizarre about not only looks maxes, but just so many of these new aged influencers too, is that they feel a need to live stream every waking minute of their day from dawn till dusk. They're telling us what they're doing. They're sharing everything about their lives with us. And there's something about that that's just very unhealthy. Their audiences are also wildly dedicated to them, and perhaps the weird part about that is that many of these
I have been disciplined by a belt in the past. My son was worried about being spanked because he knew he would get it for messing up. Yeah, I've been spanked. I've been smacked. I've been threatened with boot camp. I've been threatened with dad. And, yeah, being threatened with military boot camp and being threatened with my father. That was terrifying. And my dad has done the drill sergeant to me twice. He has backed me against a closet door and a sliding glass door. He's never laid a hand on me or my brother. Not once in our entire life has he ever laid a hand on us, aside from, play wrestling and play fighting with us, because that's what fathers do with their kids. Oh, good fathers anyways. And the first time was because I kept throwing water balloons off the third floor balcony. He told me to stop and I didn't. And he yelled at me, backed me against the closet door because I was frightened of him, and that was scary as hell. Man with 30 years in the military doing the drill sergeant to you is frightening as fuck. And the second time was because I took a Johnny Cash CD from my former stepbrother. He knew I took it. I kept lying to his face, and he backed me against a sliding glass door, and I ended up telling the truth, even though he already knew. He just wanted me to tell the truth. So, yeah, he's done the drill sergeant to me a couple of times, and it is a terrifying thing that a man shorter than you and smaller than you can make you feel small. But I knew that because he was in the military, he could take my ass out. And I won't stand a chance. So I feared my father when he was mad, but I respect the ever-living shit out of my dad. And same with my mom. They raised me and my brother right to know to not be retarded in the way that is stupid. I mean, me and my brother have our retarded moments, but we're not this kind of retarded. Yeah, thankfully I grew up in the time that I did. I think I probably would have been fucked if I grew up in this era. So I'm glad I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, because that was the last generation that actually grew up fine.
People are children, and they have access to all of this and access to other platforms like Twitch, which apparently doesn't stop the likes of influencer Morgpie, whom I have honestly never heard of before making this video, from doing kink stuff. Kink stuff, yeah, on live stream. Okay.
1 second.
Oh, this bitch. This I reposted a tweet about this. I saw this and I thought this was just
Place. Good.
this visually upsets me. I mean, I'm not joking. This genuinely visually upsets me. I mean, as double standard as this is gonna sound, it upsets me that it's the man who's like that and the woman that's in charge. But it would still upset me if it was the other way around, because this shit shouldn't be. There are certain sites for this stuff, like Fansly, OnlyFans, FetLife. keep that shit on those kind of sites, or keep it private. Those are two reasons why it upsets me. The first one is more of a personal preference of why it upsets me, but the second one is more of a general thing that it's just it's fucking stupid.
Good. Okay, where were we?
Is this a GIMP? What is going on here? I actually think an entire area...
I mean, this too. This should not be in public, where kids can be about. See, the thing is with this kind of stuff, if you're in an environment where there are possibly going to be kids around, you shouldn't be doing this. And the most egregious place that people do this is the fucking Pride Parade, which is no longer a Pride Parade. It hasn't been a Pride Parade in probably well over, I'd say, 10 to 20 years. Because now it's a kink and fetish parade where grown legal adults are parading around in kink and fetish gear in front of minors. And these people are not being arrested. Kids, anyone under the age of 18, under the age of 18 should not be allowed in pride parades. Because it's just an exhibition show at this point. It's no longer about pride. It hasn't been about pride in, like, I'd say at the most 15 years. It has not been about pride. What's so fucking ever. Ever since they added more letters to LGBT, as soon as it became LGBTQ, and from that point on, it has never been a pride parade at all. Hell, T should barely be able to be afforded that spot because T is not a sexuality. God, this stuff is just... Look, I'm not adverse to this kink stuff, but keep it out of public, please. For the love of God. Keep it on the sites where it's supposed to be, and keep it in private.
Of influencers that nobody talks about are those who proudly display their kink and fetish interests on...
Again, on a personal preference, it upsets me that it's the dude on the leash. I can't. If it's what you like, it's what you like. But it's just on a personal preference. It upsets me that it's the dude who has the collar on, and not the one holding the leash.
Mainstream platforms now, also out in the real world as well, of course. Especially people who wear collars and do sort of puppy play stuff out in the world.
LGB is a sexuality. The rest are mental disorders or kinks. Exactly. Like the current password, the MMIWWG2S LGBTQQIA+. I think I got that right. I'm surprised I fucking remember it. But yeah, I mean, none of that belongs. I mean, I can accept T being in it. I can. T's been in it for a long time. I can accept that. But at the least, it should only be LGB, because those are sexualities where the rest of them, like Kitsuragi has said, they are just mental disorders.
I would like for you not to do that. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see this. And more importantly...
Well, I don't know how much of the internet you've seen, Sydney, but there are plenty of people who want to see it, but nobody wants to see it where children are. Okay, I can't say that either. It's just, okay. No sane, logical, realistic thinking person who has a set of morals and a conscience wants to see it on a platform or in an area where there are minors. I mean, most of those dudes that are on leashes are bitches anyways and liked getting pegged. Yeah.
You should know that this belongs in your own home, behind closed doors, with the lights off. But like I said, the age of influencers has taught young people that the rest of humanity should have access to all the weird crap that you do and think and feel.
Here's the other thing. I don't mind if somebody wants to be an influencer. I honestly don't. But if you're going to be an influencer, be one who can influence the people to do better. Be a respectable person who has a conscience, who thinks logically, and has a set of morals. Be an influencer that influences people to want to be better and who want to better society as a whole. That's the kind of influencer people should be. That is what an influencer should be. But here we have fucktards and idiots with cell phones who think they can be an influencer, who just do whatever the fuck they want, making everybody lose brain cells and become dumber.
Every waking minute of the day. And if someone shows up and, God forbid, tells you to stop, apparently that person is the one at fault. And for some absolutely crazy reason that is inexplicable to me, this also extends to the medical industry. I am alarmed. I'm sure you've all seen the videos of wannabe influencer nurses and doctors dancing and mucking around in hospitals or other health practices. But some of this has been taken to the nth degree. I found a story about a TikTok doctor. This is really disturbing. I found a story about a TikTok doctor called Windle Butte, or Boot. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Once again, sorry.
This is fucked up. This is really fucked up. Unless it is staged. If this is staged, then you know what, fine. But if it's not, and you're actually in the emergency room and doing surgery and shit and doing this kind of fucked up shit, I'm sorry, you need to lose your fucking medical license and be fired on the fucking spot. I'm swearing a lot, so I'm sorry, but fuck, this upsets me. I'm fine if doctors want to record this stuff, you know, for medical teaching, for future medical practitioners, so they can learn from this stuff, which is how this shit should be done. This is why stuff is recorded, so future doctors, future surgeons, future physicians can learn this shit. Not for a TikTok trend.
I'm so bad at names, who, while performing actual surgeries on real-life human beings, was filming herself dancing and lip-syncing. Her team was dancing and lip-syncing, all while patients were sedated on the operating table. This is horrifying. She often held scalpels and other surgical instruments, sometimes without gloves or masks, over partially exposed patients. This, of course, got her license suspended because, thankfully, I guess here...
Agrees to 2.5 years suspension of medical license. Suspension? I'm sorry, no. You should have your license permanently taken away and barred from practicing anything medicinal. Because you clearly have shown a lack of respect and a lack of care for the patients you agreed to save and take care of. You have gone against the Hippocratic Oath. I'm sorry. Just a suspension is way too light of a punishment.
Logic prevails, but she argued that, oh my god, this is crazy. She argued that all of her patients were consenting to these events.
Bull fucking shit. You probably got them to agree to it when they were under, you know, some sort of drug where they weren't thinking straight.
It's so funny. Obviously, I wrote this. I wrote my own script, but rereading it out loud for all of you, I'm reading this again and going, what is happening? Since going viral and being suspended, this doctor...
Nearly 100 women suffered under dancing doctor's scalpel lawyer. What? Yeah. Okay. Over 100 people, and she's just getting a 2.5 year suspension. 100. 2.5 year suspension. I'm sorry, that is so fucking unjustified.
Has been sued for malpractice, alleging negligence and messed up procedures, infections, disfigurement, and so on. Recent news from 2024 and 2025 even
suffers brain damage after routine cosmetic surgery goes wrong.
outline how she gave one patient brain damage through her cosmetic procedure, and how she also illegally started practicing medicine again in Texas in 2024. I think we need to have some better, standards for medical staff here, guys. How did this?
The standard we need to have should also come with a severe consequence. Like, have it in the rules saying that if you do anything related to a TikTok trend or anything, if your recordings are anything other than for educational purposes, then you will permanently lose your medical license and be barred from practicing medicine. That should be the consequence, because that will put the fear into these fucking doctors and practitioners. Because you have gone into a practice where you are supposed to take care of patients, heal patients, and save patients' lives. And you're putting all of that at risk for a fucking TikTok trend. I have no medical license, I have no medical knowledge, and I can tell you I'd probably do a better job than these chuckle fucks.
Women get hired again. What should deeply and inherently...
I'm not kidding. I am legitimately getting a fucking headache. I am legitimately getting a headache. Oh, I got some ibuprofen. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen because I am legitimately, not joking, getting a headache. This is getting me so upset. It shouldn't, but it is, because the stupidity is at its max for this. I haven't had to take ibuprofen for a headache in a while, and this is giving me one. Thank God I have ibuprofen.
Alarm most of you, if not all of you, is the fact that this is not the first doctor who's done something like this, and this is not the first doctor who's been arrested and been disciplined for doing things like this to patients. Nothing is safe. Nothing is sacred. So I think what I've shown you so far is pretty bad, pretty unawe-inspiring. But one of the things that I find very
it is awe-inspiring, but in a very negative way.
Concerning about this age of new influences is how much...
Just jump into the Skynet Discord and just yell the word. I can't say that word. I've never said that word, and I never will.
It's all affecting...
I don't even like hearing that word.
Children. And I know that in every era, for whatever reason, we've had someone somewhere saying that it's going to affect the kids, be it video games or violent shows or whatever. But in this case, it really is affecting the kids, and they really are mirroring what they're seeing online. I don't love showing children in videos for...
Those doctors, here's how bad it is. Those doctors make Hassan Piker look like a good guy. They make Hassan look smart. That's how bad they are.
What I hope are obvious reasons, but here you can see this little kid slashing a jumping castle while someone else films him and other people are inside. I feel like this child should be on a list. Maybe? There's also this clip where a child is behind the camera, he sounds very young, and he got caught stealing alcohol, I think from what I read, and immediately jumped on a live stream to film the officers and swear at them and berate them and call them the N-word. He's talking about showing them on his live stream and how he's gonna...
Yeah, the parents failed this kid. He is an innocent soul, and we must protect the Emperor's innocence at all costs. But those doctors belong with the judges that say, nah, I know you killed 10 people, but you are free to go. God. Damn, that's a crazy statement, but valid.
Smack the hell out of them. I'm obviously toning down the language, but you get the idea.
Man, stop playing with me, bro. Bro, you want scrap? Do you want scrap? Do you want me to turn my live on the other camera so we can box? And I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with...
I'm sorry. I would just take that kid's phone and I'd break it. That kids under, no, just minors, they should not have a smartphone. The phone kids under 18 should get is a fucking Nokia brick. They need to bring that phone back just for minors and only minors. They need to start with that phone, because they will have no picture taking capabilities, no video capabilities. The only thing they'll be able to do is play Snake, text, or call. That's it.
140 views on my shit, nigga, because my shit busting, nigga.
He does eventually turn the camera around so that
Guess who still uses just you still use a flip phone, Johnson? Is it the Razr flip phone? Because I remember having that. I remember having the Razr flip phone, and I thought I was cool. I thought I was the cool guy for having the Razr flip phone.
we can see what he looks like, and there's a joke in there.
Oh, Kitsuragi, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you very much.
But I will not be making it. Now, while a
I
ton
need
of
that
this
mug.
behavior obviously results in legal consequences, as I've described already, the unfortunate thing is that some of it also results in fatalities
It's just a Verizon Walmart. Aww.
and loss of life. There is such little regard for life right now, as long as someone is able to get the reinforcement that they want on social media. Like the child slashing the...
Yeah, there is such little... There is so much disregard for human life. That is the reason why there is also a lot of school shootings, because there is such a massive disregard for life. Because when I was in school, there were people who drove to schools who had guns in the back of their car just so that they, as soon as school was over, can go out and go hunting right away. And they never brought their guns into school. There is such a shallow regard for life that people do not fucking care. And that's why people do this fucking shit.
jumping castle isn't thinking about how it's going to hurt the kids that are actually in there. And the insane doctor isn't thinking about maybe killing her patients, which is horrifying, but all they care about is the dopamine rush from posting the video on the internet. This is probably pretty obvious, but some of these pranks result in death, and they have been resulting in death for quite some time. In 2021, 2 Canadian influencers were arrested for pretending to...
Stokes twins YouTubers plead guilty over fake bank robbery.
rob a bank and getting an Uber driver held at
Oh, this was 5 years ago.
gunpoint by police when they called him as their getaway vehicle, but he had no idea what was happening, and this could have ended so badly if he'd done anything differently. In another 2021 prank, again,
Ends in
prank with
fatal
quotes,
shooting? Fuck, man. I will say school shootings is because the sense of morality has gone down. No one teaches kids good or bad, just that you are special. Okay.
a YouTuber was shot and killed when he pretended to rob some people in Nashville with knives. What is wrong with this generation? In late 2025, a 17-year-old was killed and another young...
I mean, yeah, like when I was in school, like through the entire time I was in school, I've heard of maybe 1 to maybe 5 school shootings in the entire 18 years I was in school, or in K through 12. I've heard of maybe at most 5 school shootings or whatever. And now we're having one almost like every month or every other month.
man was grievously injured when a group of boys participated in a TikTok trend that involved riding the top of a folding table tied to the back of a car. I'm showing you a still of this video because I am absolutely positive that YouTube will not allow me to put the actual video on this platform.
Yeah, the Columbine shooting. Yeah, that was like one of the worst ever. And now we're getting ones like that, if not much worse, like every few months.
February 20...
Influencer 30 found dead 3 days after jumping from the bridge during live stream. Angel Montoya's body was recovered by authorities several miles downstream from where he jumped.
26, just a few months ago now, it was reported that a Colombian influencer drowned after he performed a stunt jumping off a bridge into
El joven se lanzó buscan a Angel Montoya desaparecido en el río Cuaca, sector Tuluya, Río Frío, tras lanzarse al afluente.
a river.
I probably mispronounced quite a few words in that.
In the video, he tells the camera in Spanish, "See you later," and then he jumps. And as he's trying to swim to the riverbank, he's just swept away by the current. The absolute wild thing is that
Why are so many influencers dying? Expert explains why social media star deaths seem like a trend. Basically is a trend at this point.
influencers getting themselves killed in either the stupidest ways humanly possible, self-deleting, or being murdered is so prevalent that it even led to a slew of articles in late 2025 asking why so many of them are dying. I think that's sort of obvious there, Steven. As we get more and more and more online, although I think we're already...
Retardation? Happy. Your typing isn't getting any better. I know it sounds bad, but spawn camping should be banned. Shush. Good night, Griffin and everyone here. Have a good one, Gillis. It's always a pleasure having you here. Blame me? Why would I blame you, Kitsuragi? What did you do? Are you keeping her up too late or something?
Pretty much there. The world of influencing is just going to continue to expand. We're going to have more people on all of these social media platforms trying their hand at infamy and virality and their 15 minutes of fame. One of my personal biggest problems with social media is the fact that insanity and extreme behavior is rewarded by the algorithm. People want to watch the car crash, and I know that humanity's probably always been like this, but in large part it means that in podcast land, meaningful discussions and debates have fallen by the wayside in exchange for screaming at each other and conflict and whatnot. In the world of influencing, cute people with their cute followings and their cute presence on the internet is falling by the wayside because that just doesn't generate as much interaction as they would hope. And what is replacing all of this is extremism and radicalism and crazy behavior and extreme behavior that, like I said, is leading to loss of life and injuries and just generally disrupting the lives of others. Without any guardrails, with so many parents not doing any meaningful parenting with their children and teaching them not to do these type of things, like I said, we're just going to see more and more and more of this. And I'm positive that in the not too distant future, I'm probably going to be talking to you once again about this next level of craziness that comes out of this next generation of influencers who are coming down the pipeline. In the end, I do find it quite sad and disappointing that this is the current ecosystem of the online space. But like I've mentioned, as long as you have people being rewarded for this kind of behavior, they will be incentivized to continue to act this way. So I guess the rest of us are probably just going to have to stand here watching from the sidelines and let everybody else fight for their spot at the top of the idiot pyramid. Now on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Envtuber using the link in the description. This is actually such a massive, pervasive issue, the issue of data brokers and whatnot. So I really super encourage you to go and check out Envtuber. And if this is something that you are concerned about, absolutely sign up, make an account. I promise you won't regret it. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? What do you make of the influencers? Tell me, do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you wish that they just go away? Do you think that there's probably some line here on what is acceptable and what's not? Do you think that everything is fine? Do you think that they're sort of just taking themselves out and it's natural selection at play when these people do things dumb enough that get themselves killed or get other people killed? What do you think of...
At this point, it's just becoming natural selection, and it's getting rid of all the stupid people. And, you know, I have no sympathy for them. I really don't. If they want to be this retarded, if they want to fuck around, they're going to find out.
the looks maxers and the bone smashing and all these kind of things. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this body dysmorphia? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you're not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Like I always say, I hope you stay safe and well and make good choices, and I probably won't see you guys before the weekend, so have a tremendous weekend, and I will see your wonderful little faces in the next video.
So the thing...
It's gonna get worse before it gets better. That's the thing. I don't know if it'll get better within my lifetime, but I hope it'll get better sometime soon. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well, so please make sure to give that a look-see, see if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.